Hey everyone, it's Jody. Thanks so much for joining me again here on the Traveling in Ireland broadcast. For those of you who are new, my name is Jody Halstead, and I am the publisher of Ireland Family Vacations and the voice behind the Traveling in Ireland podcast. Today's topic is the dreaded B word. It's your budget. And while planning a budget is not the most fun part of planning an Ireland vacation, it's kind of a necessity because only when you know your budget can you know where you can make expenditures that might be a bit of a splurge and where you need to cut back. So we're going to run through a few tips for planning your Ireland vacation budget, and then I'm going to share with you a few places that you can save money in that budget. So let's dive in. Now, there are three main expenses that come with your Ireland vacation: your airfare, your car rental, and your accommodations. All of those are necessities. You can't really skip any of them unless you happen to have a friend in Ireland that you're staying with. So, what you want to do when you are planning that is you want to really look at when you're planning to travel. The most expensive time to travel is during the summer, July and August, or over the Christmas or St. Patrick's Day holidays. Beyond that, you're going to find a variance in airfare, with the least expensive flights coming in January and November. The shoulder seasons of April, May, and September, October also do have some really good deals. But these are things that you want to keep an eye on. So you want to monitor those flights. And I have an entire article on how to monitor flights. And if you look into the show notes, you're going to see a link to the article on budgeting, and the link for how to monitor flights is in there. So the next step was accommodation. You're going to find loads of accommodation option in Ireland, everything from really nice hostels that aren't going to cost you a lot to comfortable B&Bs to luxurious five-star castles. Now, the way we usually travel, we stay a little slower and we rent maybe a vacation rental for a week or so. And then we'll have one really great splurge in a castle or a fabulous manor house. So we set a basic accommodation budget, and then we make it fit there and figure out what our splurge can be and where we're going to maybe cut back and try a hostel in an area, or maybe a less expensive B&B. So then you have your car rental is next. Your biggest tip on car rental is do not don't cut out the insurance. You want to make sure that you're properly insured. So don't skimp on insurance, but get the smallest vehicle that you can comfortably fit in with luggage, and use that, because petrol or gasoline is relatively expensive in Ireland, costing over €1 a liter, and that can translate to $3 and $4 a gallon. So smallest car you can get by with in Ireland that will fit your group and your luggage. So now when you're looking at your budget, then you want to think about what you're spending your money on in Ireland. Now, the great thing about Ireland is you don't need to bring a lot of cash with you. Your best conversion rate is going to be through an ATM. So a credit card or a debit card with a 4-digit PIN is going to be the best way to get money when you're in Ireland. So there's no need really to worry about daily spending money. If you like to have a little bit of money in your pocket, I think if you figure €20 a day, that's probably going to be more than enough. Now, thinking on to meals. Food can be expensive if you're dining out all the time. So, like I said, we stay in accommodations that are self-catering. We do a lot of grocery shopping, and we really try to keep our dining budget down in that way. And then we have a few really great meals in restaurants. Another really terrific way to keep your dining budget down is to take advantage of that breakfast that's built into the bed and breakfast or the bed and breakfast option at hotels. Go ahead and really take advantage of that. Fill up, and a good Irish breakfast will keep you going into the afternoon. And then you can stop, have a light snack and a cup of tea, and that will take you through dinner. When it comes to dinner in Ireland, there are a few ways you can save money. Some really nice restaurants have early bird menus. And so you're dining unfashionably early, usually between 4:30 and 6:30 to 7 p.m., but you're still getting that same great menu, and it can cost, you know, half the price or even a little less sometimes, depending on where you are. So watch for early bird menus. Another really great tip is to look at Groupon and Living Social in Ireland. They have deals kind of separated by city and locality. But if you know where you're going to be, you can keep an eye on those and find some really great dining deals. Now, when it comes to budgeting the attractions and things you want to see and do, there are a few really great tips for you. The first is the OPW Heritage Card. Now, I've covered that. If you go back into my videos, you're going to see an entire video on that. But the OPW Heritage Card it's the Office of Public Works, and they manage and care for dozens of sites across Ireland. So you're going to be able to visit places like the Rock of Cashel and Cahir Castle and let's see, Ross Castle and Muckross House and great places like that by buying one single card for a single price. And if you really plan your itinerary well, you'll save a load of money that way. If you're going to be in Dublin for probably a day and a half, 2 days, the Dublin Pass is really worth looking into. It is over 30 attractions all bundled into one pass that gets you into these places. If you visit enough of them, obviously it's a better deal than if you visit fewer, but it encompasses a lot of Dublin's really popular attractions like the Guinness Storehouse and the Epic Museum, the Little Museum of Dublin, and even a hop-on, hop-off bus tour. So if you're going to be in Dublin, definitely look into that to save money. And then for other places, you want to look at their website. The Cliffs of Moher, Blarney Castle, Bunratty, Castle and Folk Park, all of those places offer a discount if you book online. Guinness Storehouse does as well if you're not utilizing the Dublin Pass. So book online, save a little bit of money. The one thing you have to watch with that is that they do kind of put you into a booking window. So you have to visit during a specific time. But if you've laid out your itinerary with enough flexibility, it's really, really easy to do. And it can save you 10 to 15% on any of those attractions that offer it. And the last budget tip has to do with souvenirs. Obviously, you want to bring home something great from Ireland. You want to bring home something that's going to remind you of your trip. So when you're thinking about that, I want you to think about things that aren't going to be forgotten. And with kids, sometimes if you're traveling, that can be difficult because, you know, kids like the funny things, the stuffed animals and things like that, that they get home with and then they forget about them. But there are loads of souvenirs that are going to stay with you a while, remind you of your trip, and really be useful. Some of my favorites are perfumes from the Burn Perfumery, a really great woolen. I have so many great socks and sweaters from Ireland. Jewelry for women is always terrific. Pottery and hand-blown glass, things that you can utilize at home. And then for kids, when my girls were little, they just absolutely loved euros because the 1 and 2 cent coin euros are just teeny tiny. They're so wee. And so we bought these little fairy boxes. They're pewter fairy boxes. And we kind of had a little treasure hunt and the girls found fairy coins and put them in their fairy boxes. And that was a terrific souvenir for them when they were little. Now that they're a little older, we've kind of reverted to chocolates and fun Irish candies and things like that. But still, they can be enjoyed. Candy doesn't cost a lot, and it's something that they really like. So those are a few tips on planning your vacation budget. Now, if you visit the link that I have there in the notes, you're going to be able to pop over to the website. You'll see kind of a sample Ireland vacation budget where I lay out that, okay, my vacation budget is $7,000. I know flights are going to cost me, in this example, $4,000, the car rental, another amount, and I just break it down and see where I might be over, where I might be under, and then position accordingly and see if I can maybe fit in a really great splurge at a castle or a manor house or a really nice dinner. Another bonus on that site is that there is a free vacation download full of tips and a spreadsheet for you to plan your Ireland vacation budget. So do go ahead and visit the show notes and click through to Ireland Family Vacations to get that. Now, I'm going to give you just a few money-saving tips for your Ireland vacation before we go. Obviously, tip number one, create your budget. Be honest about what you can afford to spend. You don't want to come home from Ireland in incredible debt. So be honest about what you can afford to spend. And if your budget just isn't working out and you have to spend more, figure out where you can make those cuts. Number two, choose your accommodations wisely. Like I said, there are some really great places that you can stay in Ireland for not a lot of money. There are wonderful hostels in the cities. You're going to find terrific B&Bs. The best deal on a B&B is going to be found outside of the popular city centers. You're still going to have a really great stay. You just might have to drive a little further to get to something, but they're going to cost less because they're not in that hub. When you get your euros, remember your best exchange rate is going to be found at an ATM machine. Do not use the bureau de change in the airport. They have horrendous exchange rates. And do remember to figure in any currency exchange fees. When you are buying souvenirs or meals on your debit or credit card, and they ask if you want the bill in euros or dollars, choose euros. If you use the currency exchange that charges you in dollars, you'll actually be paying for 2 currency conversions instead of just 1. So always get your billings in euros. Number 4, your transportation costs. Remember that you do not need a rental car in Dublin City. It is difficult to drive in Dublin. There's no need to spend the money on a car in a city that is very, very walkable, and it will keep you from paying parking fees as well. So no car until you leave Dublin City. Also, if you're planning to visit places like Galway or Cork and you don't want to pick up the car in Dublin, take the train or a direct bus, and that will get you to your next destination, and then you can pick up the car there where it's a little less congested and the driving is just a little bit easier. Tip 5, find free sites and attractions. Again, the OPW Heritage Card comes in really handy for this. The Office of Public Works also has loads of free sites across the country that you can visit as well. So do keep an eye out for those. Their website is really handy to help you find that information. 7, check out that Dublin Pass. If you are going to be in Dublin for a couple of days, it really can save you money. In addition to the entry fees into over 30, I believe it is, of Dublin's most popular attractions, it also has some discounts in it for tours and special evening events like pub crawls or storytelling events, and also some restaurant discounts. Tip 8, again, buy your tickets online for discounts. You'll find that so many popular attractions offer this now just because Ireland is getting so busy. So if you know some place is on your list for visiting, check out their website and see if you might be able to book it online and save a little bit of money. Tip number 9, turn in your VAT. The VAT, or the value added tax, is a price that's already figured into everything you buy in Ireland. And your souvenirs you're going to get that VAT back, or that tax back. So you want to be sure that you are monitoring that. There is a link in the article that's listed that tells you all about the VAT, the companies that you utilize to get your VAT back, and how to go about getting that back. So do go ahead, click into that article and get all the information, and be sure to claim your VAT at the airport before you leave. And then tip number 10, I just published the 3rd edition of Planning the Ireland Vacation of Your Dreams. That is my book that guides you step by step through planning your perfect trip to Ireland. And I'm really excited to say that it is now exclusively on Amazon Kindle, and you can buy it there. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it is free. So if you do have Kindle Unlimited, check it out and go ahead and pick it up. If you don't have Kindle Unlimited, mark your calendars because over the St. Patrick's Day holiday from, let's see, I think it's the 13th of March until the 18th of March, it will be free to download, completely free on Amazon. So mark your calendars, go ahead and get my book, Planning the Ireland Vacation of Your Dreams, and that will guide you step by step through planning your perfect Ireland vacation. Thanks so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave me a comment. I always answer. And until next time, slán go fóill.